Good day and welcome to Depth AT's page. The first Texas code that we will be dissecting would be Texas Transportation Code. The resource which will be used is Texas Department of Public Safety DPS Transportation Code Training Program. You can search up Texas DPS Field Enforcement Guide, or you could go directly to the website at texasdpstrafficlaw.com and download the Field Enforcement Guide. It was revised January 2026. Texas Department of Public Safety Transportation Code Training Program. Texas Highway Patrol Transportation Code Field Enforcement Guide. Page 2 talks about the purpose, the update, training, who to contact, and outside agencies. This resource is designed for field personnel of the Texas Department of Public Safety. The interpretations herein may evolve due to updates in case law or shifts in department perspective. While peace officers from outside agencies are welcome to use this document as an informational resource, they must take enforcement actions and testify based on their own knowledge and understanding of the law. The Texas DPS will not testify or comment at outside agency trials, disposition, or other matters regarding the internal interpretation contained in this document. From my understanding, Texas DPS is not liable for how outside agencies interpret this manual. To piggyback off that, Deputy AT, I am not liable for how you interpret these videos. These videos is my point of view of the manual and how best I understand the manuals. Stay with me as we continue to dissect it and understand it to the best of our abilities. Page 3 talks about how to navigate this document, other available resources, the use and the reproduction. This document and information herein are the property of the Texas Department of Public Safety and may not be modified in any way for distribution or publication without the express prior written consent of the Texas Department of Public Safety. Deputy AT is not modifying this manual, neither am I distributing it or publicating Texas Highway Patrol Field Enforcement Guide. Page 4 and page 5 has quick links to portion of this document. Then from page 6, you could get the detailed table of content all the way to page 23. But for the purpose of this video, of this episode, we will be using the quick links on page 4 to talk about general applicability of the Transportation Code. Transportation Code, Chapter 542, General Provisions. General applicability of most Transportation Code related violations. 542.001, Vehicles on Highways. This is a critical section to the application of most traffic law. Provision of Subtitle C only applies to vehicles being operated on the highway. This includes the moving violations in Chapter 545 and the equipment regulations in Chapter 547. Subtitle C spans Transportation Code Chapters 541 to 600. What is the definition of a highway? Reference 541.302. 5 defines a highway as the width between the boundary lines of a publicly maintained way any part of which is open to the public for vehicular travel. This means everything from publicly maintained dirt county roads all the way to interstates and freeways. Includes the entire right-of-way, fence line to fence line. Most of the offenses and regulation in the Transportation Code only applies to vehicles being operated on the highway. A vehicle is backing out of parking space at the grocery store and strikes another vehicle in the parking lot. We cannot charge the driver with backed without safety, 545.415, because the offense did not take place on the highway. We can investigate the crash and we can show a factor of backed without safety, but we cannot write a citation. Note, there are few exceptions to this applicability because certain sections apply themselves to places other than a highway. Reckless driving, 545.401. Use of portable wireless communication device on school property, 545.4252. FSRA, failure to stop render aid, felony, 550.021. FSRA, failure to stop render aid, misdemeanor, failure to stop and give information, FSGI, 550.022. Duty upon striking unattended vehicle, 550.24. Duty upon striking structure, fixture, landscaping. Structures, fixtures like houses, landscaping like trees. Failure to maintain financial responsibility, not maintaining your insurance, 601.191. Additionally, offenses in the Penal Code, such as DWI, driving while intoxicated, can be committed in places other than the highway. Texas Education Code 37.102b also states, a law or ordinance regulating traffic on a public highway or street applies to the operation of a vehicle on school property, except as modified by this subchapter. This allows traffic to be regulated on school property as if it were a highway. That means that although school property is not a highway, Texas Education Code 37.102b allows traffic to be regulated as though it were a highway. 542.004 Persons and equipment engaged in work on highway surface. Most traffic law, subtitle C offenses, also do not apply to a person, team, motor vehicle, or other equipment engaged in work on the highway surface unless a provision is specifically made applicable to them. These people and vehicles often have to stop in unusual places, drive contrary to normal traffic flow, and do other things that technically would violate the Transportation Code if it were not for this section. That means that this section exempts people walking on the roadway, walking on the highway, from certain traffic laws, only when walking on the highway. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Come back again as we go through the definitions of persons, metropolitan area, restricted district, vehicles. There are a whole lot of vehicles. You will not want to miss that. Deputy AT, we out.